Today we're playing Canta Taita by Puentes, sang by Danit. It's a great piece for beginners to learn because in your left hand you're using just 3 chords that are fairly familiar and used in a lot of medicine music songs. And the right hand picking pattern is also fairly familiar. For example, Quattro Vientos by Danit. And it's not very complicated, and there are a couple, I'd say, tricky parts in the song that we're going to cover, but for the most part it's just 2 main sections. There's the intro, which is the same as the chorus, and then there's also the verse. And it's just going back and forth between those 2 sections, and it's using the same chords in both sections. It's just kind of varying the right hand picking pattern. So the chords are going to be an A minor chord, and I have my capo on the 4th fret here. So A minor chord, I can strum it, and I'll throw the chord chart up on the screen for you as well. And then we're going to go to a G major chord. We're not going to play the high E string in the G chord. And we're just putting our 3rd finger on G, 2nd finger on B here. And then we're going to go over to an E minor. And we are not going to use the high E string in this chord either. And then back to A minor. And with A minor you can strum all of the strings except for this low 6th string. Right? And now the finger picking pattern is fairly familiar if you're familiar with my channel or you play medicine music songs, and it's P, M, A, I. So P is your thumb, M, A is your middle finger and your ring finger, and I is your index finger. So we're just going to go P, so your thumb on the low bass note, which is going to be in the A minor chord, that's your A string, right? And once we pluck our P, then M and A, which are resting on our 2nd and 1st string, the B string and the E string, they're going to pluck. So thumb, then M-A, thumb, M-A. And now after your M-A, you're just going to pluck your index finger, your I, and that's on the 3rd string, on your G string right here. So it looks like this. Now, there's a bit of a space between your thumb, your M-A, and then your I is a little quicker, right? So the way that we're going to count this is we're going to use our thumb on the 1. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So your thumb gets its own beat on the 1, 1. And then your M and A and your I are going to share the 2, the 2nd beat. 1, 2, right? 1, 2, and then your thumb, 3, 4. And your M and A and your I are sharing 4 as well. So when they're sharing it, it means that they're going to play it twice as fast. If your thumb takes up the space of the 1, 1, 2. So that 1 and that 2 are both the same space. But in the 1, we're just playing with our thumb, 1, 2. But the 2 has 2 notes in it. All right, I hope that makes sense. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I did there is I alternated my thumb, which is what you're going to be doing for most of the chords and in most of medicine songs. When you're playing, this is a very, very common pattern, and it sounds nice and it works well because you're usually alternating and emphasizing different bass notes. So in the bass notes are usually the 2 low strings in the chord. So in your A minor chord, that's this A string, your 5th string, and the D string, your 4th string. So On the 1, you're going to play your A bass note. 1, 2, and then on the 3, I'm alternating my thumb, so it's no longer playing this A note, or this A string, it's playing the D string on this E note right here. So we're alternating. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're practicing this, if you're really new, you want to isolate things into very small, easily digestible parts. I say this in almost every video, and I'm going to keep saying it because it's really important. And it's going to make, it can feel very overwhelming when you're approaching this. We're not used to using our fingers in this way. So if you try to tackle the whole pattern all at once, it's gonna get in your way. Your fingers you're gonna feel very overwhelmed. So break it down. Keep your fingers on the strings that they're supposed to be. And first just play your thumb on the 1 and the 3 and count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm going to introduce another concept here that's going to help you with your thumb, because everything is conscious, right? We're thinking about everything that we do, and there's an intent behind, because this is practicing. I'm showing you how to practice, and I'm showing you how to do this the proper way. It's not just putting your fingers on here and hoping for the best. It's really drilling down into very minute, small movements and making sure that you have them really well. This, in the grand scheme of things, this type of music is not difficult to play. The beauty of it is that we are playing something simple so well and so beautifully, and we're giving each note the space and the tone it deserves, and that's, to me, what makes this music so great. So, getting away from my tangent there, when you're practicing this, we want to use preparation. So, while I'm preparing, I'm putting my finger on the string it's going to play just a little bit before it plays. So, if I'm just using my thumb and we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm playing my thumb on the 1, 2, 3, 4, when you're preparing, you can use the 2 and the 4 that you're not playing your thumb on to prepare it. So watch, I'll do it very slowly, and on the 2, I'm going to move my thumb down to the D string and get ready to play it. And I'll play it on the 3, and then on the 4, I'm going to move my thumb back to the 5th string, and then I'll play it on the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And while you're doing this, keep your index finger and your middle and ring finger in place where they're supposed to be. Don't have them up. Don't do it this way. You want to keep your hands glued to the guitar. So the more you can keep your fingers in place on those strings and get familiar with that, the better. Okay, so let's go back to the full pattern now. We're going to play our thumb, M, A, I, and I'm going to count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do the reverse. Instead of isolating your thumb, we can isolate just your M and A. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're new and you're plucking this, as little movement as possible here. You don't want to be plucking and pulling away with your wrist or with your hand. Just very gentle movements with your fingers, and you're bringing them into rest on the palm of your hand here. See that? I'm not going, because every time I move my hand, I have to get back into place and refine my place, and that's difficult to do. So as little movement as possible to play as efficiently as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we just moved to our G. Let's just play our G doing this. We have our fingers on the 3rd fret, 3rd finger, 6th string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret on the 5th string, and I'm alternating my bass notes with my thumb on the 6th string and the 5th string. And my I, M, A are on the 4th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string. So what we did from that transition is your I, M, and A from the A minor chord where they were on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string. When we switch to our G chord, your I, M, A shifts down 1 string. This is a subtle move. It can be challenging. So you want to pay attention to this. Your fingers may flare a little bit. They might get a little lost. So you want to really slowly break this transition down. Go back to the A minor. Just isolate these 2 chords and make sure that you can play smoothly through both of them before you move on to your E minor. There's one more part to mention with this transition from the A minor to the G that's just a little bit different, and it's actually in your left hand. So on the 4 count, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that the last MAI, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're actually going to lift up and put your left hand finger position in the G chord on that beat, and you're going to play open. So it kind of helps you transition, right? 3, 4, whoops, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so quickly it sounds like this. It kind of gives like a little bit of variation to the music, so it sounds a little bit different, and it makes your transition easier. So I think it's kind of a win-win the way that they do that. I really like that. So then we're going to go from our G chord into an E minor chord. So we're going from our G. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a clean, regular transition there. On the G, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we move to our E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is an easy transition, or a bit easier, because your right hand fingers stay in the same place and they're plucking the same strings for your G and your E minor, right? Cantai da, welcome da da, cantai da, welcome da da. So from the chorus, we go into the verse. So everything is the same in the verse. You're using the same A minor to G to E minor. The right hand finger picking is the same. The counting is the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Right? And it's that last bum, bum, bum. That's the turnaround that's different. And what you're doing there is we're going, so we'll just go from our... Now we get to our E minor, 1, just an open E with your thumb, go back to putting your 3rd finger on the G, and when you pluck your 3rd finger with your P, with your thumb, you're also going to play with your M and your A on the strings that they were on before. G string, 3rd string, and 2nd string, B string. So 1, 2, 3. And that's my thumb on the A string. The bass notes are E, the low E with your thumb, G with your thumb, A with your thumb. Bum, bum, bum. Right? Bum, bum, bum. So it'll sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, Catataita will cantatas mandese padre sol. And that's really the tricky part of the song, is that turnaround. And after the verse, we just go right back into the chorus. Cantataita will cantata, cantataita will cantata. And that should take you through the majority of the song. Again, I've mentioned it a few times. I have the tabs in the sheet music linked below on my Patreon. My name is Devin. This is Spiritual Guitar. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I really enjoy creating video lessons like this and covering this type of music. So feel free to leave some requests or any questions or comments down in the comments section below. I really like to learn new music and get to know some new songs. So if you have recommendations, please let me know. And I'd love to see you in the Patreon community as well. Feel free to join for free, and there's plenty of benefits and value you'll get there.